selective abortions, that kind of a thing. Women's issues, we're talking about selling of the child brides, these kinds of things. And as you go through, you'll see a number of issues. The Iran one is a great example, but it would be dealing with the idea of the double damages, the idea that women can't travel, things like this, the shaded box. Let me run through these real quick with you. Chapter 1. Chapter 1, definition of sovereignty and 3 examples. You should know sovereignty right now. Examples would be like Iran trying to get nuclear weapons, the child bomb policies, things like that. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Chapter 1, or Chapter 2, gender and sex. Gender, socially constructed. Sex, biological traits. Pretty straightforward. Chapter 2, 2 points. Kenya. We brought up Kenya in a number of contexts. Dealing with religion. Dealing with dog food, dealing with a number of things. This would be a good 5 or 10 point question when you look at the articles. If you see one country in 3 or 4 articles, odds are they're going to have a big short answer question. You're not going to have to necessarily know them specifically, but if you can pull from different articles about the same country, that's a good thing. So think about themes, women issues, or something like Kenya. This Pictionary was going to be torture. This Pictionary was going to be torture, and there are a couple of articles. The constructivism one, Greenie, Jeff, that you had, was actually in reference to laying out some things that the U.S. does and why we think it's okay. Traits of realism, pretty straightforward. Glass is half empty. You're going to have inclusive and exclusive social groups. Inevitability of conflict and conflict over those scarce resources. Chapter 3, American military deaths. I know that we spent some time on this one the other day. It kind of breaks it down. The big number was really that barely over 1 million total. Kind of give you the sense of that one. Using the castles. What I was going to do with this one, and I hate that we didn't get to this, but I will hit on this really, really quick like. Something to think about. Explain a two-front war. It's very, very possible that I might give you the scenario, and this is the updated one, where I ask you to explain a two-front war using something like this. The other thing that I could conceivably do, and I'll come back to this, would be, again, using the castles, status quo, revisionist, or hegemonic powers. You can make an argument that several of these countries up here could make the claim to be hegemonic. You could certainly make an argument that they would be status quo. You can make other ones basically be revisionist, absolutely. So using the fame and the gold and the hexes and even the geography up here, you might be called on to do something like that, and it's applying those definitions. Real quick to kind of close, and we're just about there. What kind of war do countries never want to fight? Losing war. Pretty straightforward. Second one on here, democratic peace theory. Pretty straightforward. We've spent a couple days on that. Define war. The sovereign states and the 1,000 casualties. Again, pretty straightforward. And then number 4 up here was picture. I believe we got that one, but we didn't click right. And then chapter 5.1, country sphere in the U.S. If you go through the articles, Greenland is up there. We had an article. Iran. Saudi Arabia we haven't spoken about as much. Nigeria we did talk about. Venezuela we spoke about. And we've referenced China in a few capacities. So as you go through the articles, look for themes. Look for themes. Anybody with any questions about anything right now?
What did we decide about Chapter 5?
Chapter 5. This is what I'll do for Chapter 5. I will go ahead. A number of you said put it on there. I will put it on there up until Roman numeral 3. So on the outline where it says, I believe the last letter point was things versus ideas, chapter 5 will be fairly small compared to the other chapters. Okay? Anything else?
I have a question. Do we need to know all those names in chapter 5 with like the Morris, Fox, and Lenz, like all those like...
I'm not going to test you on the names, no. Know the theories, but you don't have to know the names. Yeah, I am. If you would, sign your name on the group that you were in. I almost forgot about that. Who won? I believe it was Maria's group, right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 63. Richard's group, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 58. Greenie's group, well, you didn't win. Next group, 45. Maria's group, plus 9. Maria's group, plus 9. Richard's group, plus 7. Beck's group, plus 5. Greenie's group, plus 3.
Nice.
And
So we
Jamila?
straight on to the exam. Okay?
Wants to write this down?
Yeah, sign